key. Joy is the key. I can do it.
Hello. I'm glad to see you too. Hello. You guys are ready. Oh, Denver at last. At last we're here. I'm so glad to see you. Okay. All right. You're ready. You are. You scare me just a little bit. Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
Co-creation at its best. We see you have dragged your physical bodies here, and your inner beings have come along. The room is more full than you know. Do not tell the fire marshal. Oh, they're a perfect number of physical bodies. We're talking about how crammed the space is with the rest of us. Eager to play with you, eager to remind you that we are always around you, eager to experience your now with you, your powerful now. The moment when the convergence of you and all that you are happens now, not just in this room, in every now. You are extensions of source energy, equal partners in this non-physical consciousness, playing your part in this leading edge contrast in order to come to new awarenesses of more and of better. And as life causes you to focus yourself into those awarenesses, into those new desires, then your inner being, that non-physical consciousness, moves forward with you immediately into your newest idea. Moves forward immediately into your newest idea long before you move forward into your newest idea. You often have a sort of gap. The rocket of desire shoots forth. Sometimes you're not even aware that it has happened because you're still beating the drum of what has caused you to know that you want it. But it has emanated from you just the same, and it has begun its own attraction power on your behalf. So when you ask for anything, no matter what it is, it begins to become immediately, and your inner being stands with it and holds the vision of it, holds the knowing of it, holds the expectation of it. Some of you are becoming aware of the most powerful law in the universe, really the only law that we talk much about, and that's the law of attraction. And as you stand in your physical body, you're becoming more and more aware that you get what you think about, you get what you talk about, you get how you feel. Because through life and through observation, you practiced thoughts, and those thoughts become beliefs, and those beliefs become your point of attraction, and your point of attraction is represented in every aspect. The way you feel just keeps showing up. If you're confident, it shows. If you're afraid, it shows. If you're a worrywart, it shows. If you are strong and secure and stable, it shows. If you believe in well-being, it shows. If you believe in not well-being, it shows. In other words, you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. In the early days, Esther argued with us, but Abraham, this thing that you don't think I should be thinking about is a true thing. So shouldn't I give it my, at least, courtesy? Shouldn't I at least be willing to be objective enough to acknowledge its reality? And we said, yes, of course, if you want it to be your reality too. If you want to practice the vibration by observing something unwanted until that's what you're emitting, and so that's what you're attracting, then of course you have the freedom to do that. But if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would not be giving any air time, which means any attention time, which means any vocal time, which means any conversation time, to unwanted things, because that's how you keep them coming. You've been listening to us for a while? We can feel that you have. We can feel a strong basis of understanding in this room. And therefore, we think it's time to just move on into some new things, don't you? We are eager to go with you into places that no one has been before, into new clarity, new understanding, and new sustaining of the joyful momentum that you were born to live. So let's get right to it. What are you, important to you? What do you want to talk about?
Thank you, Abraham. Today is my 40th birthday. And I'm feeling really happy that you came to Denver today. When I saw that you would be here, I knew exactly this is where I wanted to be. And I have a lot of questions.
We were thinking about making fun of how old you really are. Old.
The first time I saw you, which was only one time before, was also in Denver, and I was a little skeptical. And as soon as Esther walked on stage, tears were streaming down my face, so I really felt the validity. And I want to know how I can sustain this benevolent force of well-being, even when I first...
Well, by understanding that it is the dominant energy stream, and that you don't have to sustain it, because it will always flow to you no matter what. But the more you are aware that you are in concert with it, so that you are allowing it, then the more practiced you are at that open valve, so to speak, of allowing this natural knowing to flow to you and through you. Some time ago, we put it to you in this way: unless you're doing that thing that doesn't let it flows. But even when you're doing that thing that doesn't let it flow, better said, even when you're doing that thing that makes you unaware that it is flowing, it's still flowing. It's still flowing. It's still flowing. It's like the air conditioner in the summer in Denver. Always flowing, always flowing. In other words, it's flowing, it's flowing, it's flowing, it's always flowing. And so the more you acknowledge it through your feelings of exhilaration, then the more you begin to expect it. But it is helpful for you to realize that being in this state of alignment feels different emotions. Sometimes you're tuning into this stream feels like utter clarity. Sometimes it feels like real interest in something. Sometimes it feels like so much fun and madness and mayhem. Sometimes it feels like you're living in a situation comedy. You are. And that the universe has orchestrated a sequence of events just for your surprise and delight. It happens all the time. Sometimes it feels like such intense appreciation and love that your physical countenance isn't enough to hold it all at once. That's when those tears flow like that. In other words, it feels lots of different ways, but it always feels good. And the dominant word that we would like to interject into this conversation today, that you would recognize as a symbol of you standing in your now, in your personality, fully focused in this time-space reality, out here on this leading edge of thought, and in focused harmony with the source within you, who is also standing with you in this time-space reality, out here on this leading edge of thought. The realization that what it feels like when you are consciously aware that you are in concert with your source energy right here, right now. The word satisfaction is the best word that describes it. It's just that satisfying feeling, that closing of the gap between all that you've become and how much of that you're allowing yourself to be right here, right now. And when that gap is closed or close to closed, you feel such satisfaction, because then you feel sometimes exhilaration, sometimes satisfaction. Isn't it satisfying to be happy? Isn't it satisfying to have a new idea? Isn't it satisfying to see someone you love thriving? Isn't it satisfying to love them even when they're not thriving? Isn't it satisfying to know that well-being abounds? Isn't it satisfying to recognize how wise you are? Isn't it satisfying when your timing is right on? Isn't it satisfying to eat something delicious? Isn't it satisfying to set forth an intention? And this is really what we're going for here. Isn't it satisfying to be a deliberate creator who understands the laws of the universe, who knows who you are, who sets out with clear intent about something and then recognizes the universe playing its part in bringing about the circumstances and events in good timing for the fulfillment, for the continuing, better word here, fulfilling. Fulfillment makes it sound like it's coming to an end. Fulfilling lets you know that it's always coming, always coming, always coming, always coming. The fulfilling of your never-ending joyous journey on your way to your never-ending completion. Not. Completion not. Satisfying. Satisfying.